a scrapbook.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I have a process video for you today. I know it's been a while. I don't know, I have been scrapbooking a little bit. I did like a big de-stash and then I got some new stuff. But I don't know. I have like 10, 12 videos in my MacBook. I just am so freaking lazy. I don't know why I
Hi.
don't know why I don't want to edit videos and do the voiceover and stuff, but I am gonna try to get on it because I've had a couple people message me and ask me on Facebook like what's going on. So I am gonna try to get on it. But anyways, I just wanted to say that in the beginning before I forgot. So I'm starting off with a 12 by 12 piece of white cardstock here, and I just masked off like a little strip to the left side of the paper. And I'm just using some whipped spackle, that's by Faber-Castell, and this gorgeous stencil that I got. I think it's an Anna Griffin stencil. It's like all these roses. I love it. And I'm just, putting that through the stencil in that area. So I've kind of fast forwarded this really fast because it's kind of like watching paint dry, but I wanted to include it. So I just cut this strip of bloom paper. I should mention I'm using Maggie Holmes Bloom collection for this layout. I took this bloom paper and I cut it into a couple strips to fit outside of that whipped spackle texture. And I'm going to do like a little bit of corset lacing with some seam binding. So I just put them together so that the holes that I'm lacing up would be even. And I marked where I wanted them punched. I wanted it kind of like behind my picture. And I punched them and I'm just going to distress like the inside edge of it. And then I'm just going to add adhesive to the outer side so it holds them in place while I lace this seam binding from Tim Holtz through the holes. So you're gonna watch me do a few laces, I guess I don't know what you call that, but I'm gonna do a couple crisscrosses here and then I'm gonna fast forward it to the end of it because it was taking forever. So here we go. Now I'm at the end and I'm just going to tie a bow in the end and my picture is going to sit on top of that lacing that I did. And I just thought that that was like, I haven't done that on a layout before and I just thought that would be kind of a cool texture element. And I'm just fishtailing the ends of the bow and I'm going to grab some glue dots and I'm just going to grab maybe like 3 or 4 of them on the end of my scissors there and stick it under the bow so that it stays. So I can go ahead and kind of stick the rest of the paper down. And that's how that turned out. And I really love how it turned out. I thought, it was really cute. So I'm going to do some layers behind my photo here from with some papers from the 6x6. That's like a really pale pink watercolory type of print. And then this darker floral, which I really love that she included that because it just makes a great like accent for matting photos or whatever. It's just nice to have like a really high contrast paper like that in the collection. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm off doing right now. Oh, I went to go grab some like music sheet paper that I had. And I'm just gonna layer that behind. I don't know, I see Maggie Holmes do that all the time, so it just kind of popped in my head when I was working with this collection. And I'm gonna try to rough up the edges a bit, and it's super delicate because it's so old, so I mean, it didn't take much to do that. So there's my photo. Because that ribbon is behind the photo, I'm gonna only place pop dots on either side of that last layer, and then I'm just gonna take my Scotch Quick Dry and put that in the middle, and then that will adhere it to the ribbon, and it worked out really well that way. So I'm glad because I didn't want to glue in. Sheesh, I didn't want to plug in my glue gun. So I have this tray with 4 different compartments and I just have all different embellishments from this collection, like the paper embellishments. So this last tray that I'm going through right now, this is actually the 12 by 12 cut apart sheet with all those pieces of like little ephemera you can cut apart. And so I think I mainly, other than the flowers, I mainly end up using those cut aparts as far as the paper die cuts go. And then this is from the chipboard sheet, this banner, and I knew I wanted to use that. So I grabbed that out and I'm just going to fiddle around with some embellishments. And I'm going to bring this yellow flower in and yeah, I'm just kind of having a look. So there's some embellishments that I didn't get, and that's pretty normal for me when I purchase collections. But you know, I couldn't go without this Maggie Holmes because I'm just like a Maggie Holmes freak. And so once it was popping up in stores, I hurried up and grabbed the products that I want or that I wanted and that I knew I'd use. And so I'm so glad that they're finally in. And I have Fancy Free on the way to me now, and so that will be fun to play with as well. And I have some more of the Amy Tan Better Together. So, you know, hopefully I can get in a groove of editing videos and I can stay on track here. You know, another thing that's kind of contributing, sorry, I'm kind of going off on my own thing right now while I'm embellishing, but you can see what I'm doing. So if you don't want to listen to me talk, just mute it or you can turn off the video. I promise I won't be upset. But either way, you know, I'm kind of in the thick of planning my wedding right now. I'm getting married in August and that's coming up really quick. And so that is taking a lot of my time. Like, even if I'm not out running around trying to do things for it, it's just like constantly on my mind. And so I'm having a hard time like focusing on anything else. So that is kind of like another little reason for the lack of scrapbooking videos here on my channel too. I just have been, I don't know. I mean, if you've ever planned a wedding, it gets stressful. And I probably have like a low stress planning situation going on. I know I've seen other people plan weddings and it's a lot more intense than mine. And I'm still just stressed out and exhausted. And it's just like honeymoons and caterers and photographers and DJs and all the time. So yeah, but you know, hopefully September, October, things will be getting much more back to normal around here. So while I have been talking about really nothing, I have layered some of those cut apart die cuts that I cut apart, obviously. That yellow flower, the banner, and I put my title down. The Beautiful is from that clear sticker sheet, and I just love that font. I mean, that's just to die for. And then I use the gold glitter thickers that come with this collection to spell out Katrina, which is my daughter's name. And this photo is really old. I mean, she's 10 and a half now, and this was probably when she was 3 or 4. And so it's an older photo, but I just love it. We had curled her hair, and she just looks so pretty. So I'm going through the puffy sticker sheet, and I added a few things from there. And this little So Sweet word thing is from the die cut pack, which I was lucky enough to find one of those. Actually, I bought one of those at like a craft store here in Minnesota. So I've had that. That was like the first thing I ever got from this collection, and that was like all I had. So it was hard to just have it sit there until I could get my hands on some more. But so I decided to add this other yellow flower to the top left corner of the photo to kind of bring it together because there wasn't anything up in this corner and it needed something. So I just layered it under that puffy sticker that says "Love You," I think, and I don't know why I fussed so much with that "Love You" piece. It was just bothering me, like I could not get it straight. So I'm going to stick that So Sweet down. And I'm going back to the 6x6 pad because I want to find some other elements that I can possibly cut out because I'm having a hard time finding exactly what I'm looking for, like in the die cuts that I have in that tray. And so what I'm going to end up doing after I just keep staring at everything is I think I'm going to grab these chipboard birds. After I grab like every other piece of chipboard on this sheet, I'm going to grab these chipboard birds, and I always love using the little birds that come in Maggie Holmes collections. The swans are a little different, but I'm going to find a way to make them work eventually. But I always love using the little birds, and they're usually one of the first chipboard pieces to go on the sheet when I get it. So I'm going to use this blue one here, and I'll use the other one a little bit later, but I'm going to put that blue one there, and I love how his little beak is kind of pointing in the direction of the happy memory, and it's just cute. And so I am going to do what everybody does with this paper, and I'm going to fussy cut some butterflies out of it. I mean, I think it's just like almost hard to not cut these out. They're so pretty, and they're fairly easy to fussy cut out. And I mean, it just, you have to, I think. I don't know. So I found another little cut apart piece to layer there. It was just looking kind of bare, and I'm going to pop up this little half butterfly I cut out. And that's kind of a little tip that of what I like to do with these type of sheets. Oftentimes the ones that get cut off at the end of the sheet kind of get unused, but like in this situation, I really looked for places on my layout where I only needed a half of a butterfly or whatnot, and I would look on the pattern paper for those same type of cut off butterflies on the side, if that makes sense. And I try to use those up, so that way I'm kind of utilizing every part of that pattern paper, and those little half butterflies don't go unused. So just adding some more puffies, the word strips up at the top left, and some of the plus signs, which I know some people are like 50-50 on, but I love them. I still love plus sign paper and plus sign icons, and I still love all of that. Um, so this bigger plus sign down there by the heart, that heart's not going to stay there, that pink one. I'm going to end up switching it out, but I had to use a bigger plus sign because you'll notice in the beginning of the video I had like a pink nail polish on, and now I have no nail polish on. It's because I keep scraping it on my papers, and it drives me nuts. Like, I love to wear nail polish, and I've worked really hard to grow out my natural nails lately, and they've finally gotten to a length where the shape is great and everything, but I cannot scrapbook with nail polish on because I scrape it on everything, and then I just have these random scrapes of like whatever color nail polish I had on it, and it drives me nuts. So I had to take off my nail polish. So just adding a few more fussy cut butterflies from that paper, and then you can see the pink bird up there that I'm going to add the other chipboard bird. I just think they're so cute. I love them. And we're getting close to the end. Sorry, I know this is kind of a long video. But I am fussy cutting a couple more butterflies. I'm going to put one more at the top there, the top left. And then this is literally just like, oh, not that one. The next one that I fussy cut is literally going to be like the top third of a butterfly. And I'm going to place it at the very, very bottom right of my layout. And I just love how it kind of looks like the butterflies are coming in on the page and they're going out on the page, and you can't really see a whole one. So the only whole butterfly I cut out was the one in the top corner, that's yellow and pink or whatever. And so that made me feel good that I could use those little bits, I guess. Oh, sounds so stupid, Alicia. Whoever thought using tiny bits of paper would make me so happy, right? It's just bizarre sometimes. So I popped that one butterfly up at the top left, and gluing that little birdie down. And yeah, I'm going to add just a little adhesive under those bow tails just because I just want it to stay how it is. I am really, really bad at tying bows, and so when I get one that looks even halfway decent, it's like, please don't move. So I wanted to find a little scrap of something to layer behind that happy memory because it was just black and just, popping out at you with no color behind it. So I just grabbed this little scrap of yellow die cut a little piece off, and layered it behind there. And still fussing with these plus signs. And I looked at the stamp from Studio Calico because it has a really cute doodly flower, but I just decided to leave it. So I'm going to do some Heidi Swap little drops in gold, but then my camera cuts out, and since it was the very end, I didn't plug it back in, so it's going to cut out now, and there's going to be a shot of the whole layout. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm a little bit rusty and I ranted, but I'll see you next time. Bye.